Have you ever noticed that there can be two types of agents working in the same exact market? One is having the best year ever, and the other is convinced that real estate is dead or that the market is crashing. Same interest rates, same exact inventory, same economy, same city. So what's the difference between the two? Extreme ownership. I recently finished listening to Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink, and I honestly believe, and I know I say this a lot, every real estate agent should read this book. And before you completely tune me out, it's written by a Navy SEAL, and this isn't like a normal real estate or military book. What I would say is, actually, I've read this with our leadership team numerous times, and every time it's the team's favorite book to read together because it has a lot of real life examples. It's very interesting read, but the book really is a leadership book, and whether you realize it or not, you're already leading and are in leadership. Whether you have a team, whether you're an individual agent, whether you're brand new, you're leading your clients, you're leading your family. You may have a team, or you may have a team someday in the future and you will be leading them. But most importantly, you're leading yourself. And I think we forget that sometimes. And a shout out to Jordan Freed, who does a phenomenal job teaching us about leading ourselves and doing that through moment mastery. But the biggest lesson from Extreme Ownership is really a very simple one. And it's this, and breathe through this. Everything is your responsibility. Not some things, not most things. Everything is your responsibility. I know you may be thinking, but Morgan, it's the interest rates, it's low inventory, it's this thing or that thing, the new piece of technology. What about my buyers that are waiting? Yes, all of those things are real, but they're also true for every other agent in your city, in your market. The question isn't about what's happening. The real question is, what are you going to do about it? One of my favorite ideas from the book is actually that leaders don't make excuses. They solve problems. And think about your own business for a second. If your pipeline is empty, what's the easy answer? It's the market, it's the season, the lead source, it's interest rate, you name it. I hear people say nobody wants to move. But what if you asked a completely different question and you owned it completely? Maybe your pipeline is empty because you actually stopped having real estate conversations. Maybe you got comfortable. Maybe you got busy working on transactions instead of generating them. What if your lead gen or lead follow-up is inconsistent? Maybe you've been busy but not productive. That isn't meant to make you feel guilty. It's actually really empowering, because if you're the reason, you can also be the solution. Here's another lesson that I really loved from the book. There are no bad teams, only bad leaders. And as a leader, that's a tough one. Now, before you say you're not leading anyone, again, you're leading yourself, you're leading your family, you're leading your clients, you're leading a lot of people around you. You're leading your habits. Your habits are leading your future. Your calendar is leading your income. Your consistency is leading your results. Every day, you're casting a vote for the business that you are creating. And I think a lot of us get in this trap of like, this business just fell into our lap. We actually create it consistently. Here's what I see all the time. An agent tells me they want to make $250,000 a year. Then I ask, show me your calendar, what's your lead gen look like? And it's silence. They can't tell me. Or they say, oh, I do when I have time, or I don't really time block, or that doesn't work for me. My business is friends, family, but that's not leadership. And that's not leading yourself well. That's not building a business that you desire. That's building a business by default. And that's not leadership. It means doing what needs to be done before you feel like doing it. Discipline creates freedom. When I hear people say, I got into real estate for freedom, the reality is very few people are successful at real estate that got into it for that purpose and didn't have discipline along the way. So again, discipline is what will create freedom. And then another lesson that Jocko Willink teaches us that I absolutely love is most people think discipline feels super restrictive. And that's actually the opposite. The disciplined agent has freedom because they know where their next deal is coming from. The The disciplined agent is the one that isn't panicking every month because they know that their bills are paid, they know where their deals are coming from, and so on and so forth. The disciplined agent isn't hoping the phone will ring, they're making it ring. They're creating the opportunities instead of waiting for them to fall in their lap. Have you ever heard the term lap agent? And here's one of the hardest lessons from the book. When something goes wrong, your first question should never be, whose fault is this? It should really be, what could I have done differently? Could I have communicated better? Could I have set expectations more clearly or earlier? Could I have followed up sooner? Could I have asked more questions? Things like that, where you're taking ownership. Could I have prepared more thoroughly? Because the minute you start asking that question, you start getting better results. I think this mindset is what separates top producers from everyone else. Top agents don't have fewer problems. And honestly, they have a lot more problems just at a sheer volume. They simply take ownership and they don't spend energy defending themselves. They spend their energy improving themselves, challenging themselves. So here's my challenge to you this week. Take one area of your business where you've been frustrated or the results aren't what you'd like. Maybe it's your lead generation. Maybe it's your follow-up. Maybe it's social media. Maybe it's your database. Maybe it's the conversations or your conversions. Maybe it's the buy side, setting expectations right. Maybe it's your personal finances. Maybe it's your business finance. Now ask yourself one simple question. If I took 100% ownership of this, what would I do differently starting today? Not next month, not after summer, not when the market changes, not when interest rates lower, today. Because ownership creates action, and action creates momentum. It's what creates our results. And eventually those results become the business everyone else thinks happened overnight. If you're looking for a book that really challenges the way that you think about leadership, accountability, self-leadership, moment mastery, and building a business, I can't recommend Extreme Ownership enough. Remember, the moment you stop looking for someone else to fix your business is the exact moment you become the leader your business has been waiting for. Have a great week.